Hey everybody, this is Mr. Williams from Marriage Awareness Always. For those of you who've seen my channel and some of my pages, welcome back. Those of you seeing my page for the first time, welcome. And I hope you will get a chance to go view some of my other pages, especially my introduction page, where I'm telling you what my channel is about and with your help what I'm trying to accomplish. Now, I've been talking about awareness. Marriage awareness. This is what my channel is about. It's about couples, married couples, newlyweds, becoming aware of 26 subject matters which I've written a book about. And for those of you, this is my book right here. Become aware of the problems and challenges, subject matters, and things that they can bring problems into your marriage. Now, there's 26 of them. So far, I've talked about two of them. Well, the first one was being married. The second one was challenges and problems. This time, I'm going to be talking about trust. Now, like I said before earlier in my pages, subject matter is here. I want couples to become aware of the problems they can cause in your marriage. I want them to become aware before they bring problems into the marriage. That's the best way that we can curtail the problems that I believe if we know firsthand before they get into the marriage. Once they get into the marriage, you got a serious problem. But I believe a lot of problems can be solved if we know about these 26 subject matters that I'm going to be talking about on my channel that can cause problems in your marriage. And the only way we can help try to solve problems in our marriage is becoming aware of the subject matters that can bring problems into our marriage. And this is what I'm trying to do. Because we got a serious problem of marriages, divorces in the United States. In 2018, there was over 2 million divorces. I'm not talking about any other country. I'm talking about just America. I'm not talking about separation. I'm strictly talking about divorce. Over 2 million. That's in 1 year. That's a lot of people. And I believe some of it is because of not being aware of the problems that they come into their marriage. Some problems are done by accident. Some are done by carelessness. Some are done by selfishness. Some are caused because we just didn't know. And so this is what I'm trying to do, help couples become aware, especially newlyweds couples who don't have a clue sometimes about what they're getting into, and they need to become aware. So this time, I'm going to be talking about one of the four, it's four of them, subject matters that I think are very important concerning marriage. Uh, they are trust, communication, understanding, and religion. And this I'm going to talk about is trust. I believe it's very important. I believe it's needed in a marriage. And I mean, when you marry somebody and you can't trust each other, y'all got some serious problems. I mean, that's loaded with problems. And you should be able to trust the person you live with, sleep with, make love with, and keep your marriage going together because you've got to depend on each other. And a lot of that would depend on trust. So this is what I'm going to be talking about. Okay, now, talking about this trust, it's very serious and it's very important. I don't know how a couple or a marriage can survive without trusting each other. There are a lot of things you can trust and believe and depend on, but when you marry somebody who you say you love and want to be with the rest of your life, and you can't trust them, you got serious problems. Now, there's all type of trust. There's, some things are not serious as others. For instance, there's a simple thing. It's like you're telling your husband, I want for you to do this. And it may be not really important, but he might forget or fail. And that might be a little thing, but there are some things that can tear a marriage completely apart. So it's very important that as a couple, that marriages, y'all keep together and work together for the good of your marriage. If you can't trust nobody, you should be able to trust your wife. You should be able to trust your husband. These are very, very important. And I believe the only way we can do is that we work together for the good of our marriage. You shouldn't be any other person that you trust more than your partner. What I'm talking about is your marriage. Concerning your marriage, there shouldn't be no other person you can trust more. Y'all got to work together. You got to keep that trust going. Now, sometimes, like when couples get married, some of y'all might already don't trust so much y'all partner, and that's a shame. But I would hope that as a newlywed couple starting out, you would trust each other and let that trust grow over the years where you can depend on each other, because y'all gonna have to depend on each other. Not the world, but you're gonna depend on each other, because y'all the ones who decide to get married. Y'all decide the ones that's gonna try to make this thing work, and you must have trust. You eat together, you sleep together, you share your lives together. And that trust shouldn't be temporary. It should be always, every day. It's a good feeling. Believe me, it's a good feeling when you can put trust in your husband or you can put trust in your wife. That is a very good feeling. And let me tell you, nothing can hurt. Well, there's some other things that can hurt real bad. But when you can't trust your partner on something that you need for them to do, that you really depend on, and then let you down, that can hurt. Not only that, it can tear trust down between husband and wife. And sometimes it can be so severe that it's hard to get that trust and confidence back. Believe me. I mean, sometimes it may take years for you to get that trust back. And you should always start out trusting each other. Because like I said, once it's gone, you got to value it now, because if you don't value it, you'll find out later on. And I know there's some of you out there that run into problems trusting each other, and it shouldn't be. But work together for the good of your marriage. If you failed one time, if she failed one time, depending on the severity of it, maybe you might want to work together, but you got to have that trust. You got to be able to give, when you give your husband, tell your husband to go out and pay this bill, you want him to be able to do that. And that's a hurting feeling when you got to give him the money and he come back and tell me he just did something else with the money. That can hurt. And you can forget. Now, as far as a woman, I know you can forget about her giving you some more of that money when you don't went out there and mess it up. It's the same thing with, I know for a fact, I know a guy who was married and his wife was supposed to be paying all the bills, and she was paying some of the bills, and she gambling, playing pity pat with the money, and lost out in something. And he didn't realize it until the lights was cut off. So trust is very important, and y'all got to have it. I mean, nobody else you may want to trust, but trust each other. And I'm going to be, and I see, like, I'm breaking this trust down into two parts. First of all, it's about between you and your partner. Then there's this other trust I'm going to be talking about later on concerning the outside world. In other words, friends, family members, and stuff like that. But between husband and wife, there should always be trust concerning the two things that can really tear a marriage apart. Like I said, lying, cheating. Don't mess around. Come on. You should be able to go outside. Your wife should be able to go outside and trust you. Husband, you should be able, your wife, to go out somewhere and she should have trust. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, once you have gained your husband or your wife's trust, value it. Value it very deeply, because it's between you and your partner and your marriage. And you must have that trust with one another. I'll go to the point where my wife and when my wife give me money to go out and buy something for her. Now, this is what we do. This is what we do between each other. Not only do I bring her back her change, but I bring her the receipt to show her that's what I spent her money on, and here's her receipt. That way, I ain't got to hear no problems. I ain't got to hear no complaints or nothing. So, I'm not saying y'all do that, but what I'm saying is, you got to have trust in each other. I want my wife to depend on me. I want my wife to trust me, and I want to do the same for her. Like when I tell her, ask her to do something, she go do it, and I can trust her with it. That's how you work together for the good of your marriage. You don't go trusting them people outside in the street, which I will talk about later on. But there are some things. Another thing about trust is that hiding stuff. And there's some things that people want to hide, and I can understand. Now, you got to understand, this is a person you say you love and want to be with. You should not be able to. You should be hiding things from your partner. If your wife wouldn't, the things I'm talking about is like your cell phone. Your wife come in and say, "Let me see your cell phone." Why? What do you want to see my cell phone for? Why not? What are you hiding? Those kind of things. And if you refuse to let her see your cell phone, then she's gonna think there's something going on. You must don't trust her for something. The same way with her. You ask your wife, "Hey, let me see your cell phone." Why? Why you want to see my cell phone? What's the problem? You see what I'm saying? Let me see your wallet. Why? Why you want to see my wallet? Hey, I'm not saying that they got to know everything about your personal life, everything. But I'm talking about the things that could cause conflict, that could cause problems between you and your wife concerning your marriage. You should have trust in each other. Don't be looking at kind of things that you got to, when your wife walk in the room, you slam the computer down because you don't want to see what you're doing on. Hey, come on now. This is your partner. This is supposed to be your partner for life. Trust each other. Work together for the good of your marriage. I told y'all and time again, marriage is serious. And the only way you're going to make it is you work together. There's nothing you should keep a secret that is involving concerning your marriage from one another. Nothing. Okay? Y'all can talk there's things going on in the world. Y'all might want to talk together. That's between y'all. But mostly you want to keep things between y'all, not the world. Now, I said before, I want to hear from y'all out there. Please send me your comments, subscribe. I want to hear about some of the things that you have problems with and you learn to become aware of concerning trust or being married or challenges and problems. I would like to hear from you out there. I would like to hear about all these things that's going on. Believe me, trust is important between the husband and wife. And when you start having that, you're going to have problems. So for right now, I'm going to stop. Mr. Williams, Marriage Always saying, y'all take care. And for God's sake, come on now. Work together for the good of your marriage. Nobody else's. This is your marriage. Do what you got to do to keep your marriage good, healthy, and strong. And like I said, prove to your wife, prove to your husband that they can trust you, that they can depend on you. When you start doing that, then you got each other's back. And nobody should be able to take it away from you. So until next time, this is Mr. Williams from Marriage Awareness, always saying, take care. And remember again, always work together for the good of your marriage. Take care. Bye-bye.